Brother, I see you over here reading the Bible, and it came to my mind to ask you a couple questions about
what kind of questions?
About the people outside that are willing to call themselves Rastafarians.
Rastafarians? Oh, okay. The concept of Rastafarians comes from this man right here. Okay, so this man, the name Rasta is based off of this man right here. This man is what you call an Ethiopian. Now the word Ethiops comes from the Greeks, white people. And the word Ethiops means burnt face. Now their original name in the Bible is Cush. And they are Cushites in the Bible. That's their name. That's their biblical name. So for you to find out, all you got to do is go to the book of Genesis, right? And it also shows you that the people in the Bible are black people, right? So if you go to Genesis, the 10th chapter, now these are the generations of the sons of Ham, the sons of Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Now, the sons of Ham was Cush. See that? See that name right there, Cush? Good. This name Cush was changed by the Greeks into Ethiopia, Ethiops. Okay? So now these are Ethiopians. Good. So if these are Ethiopians, they are black people. So if they are black people, then that shows you that the people that came from out of Ham is black races. Good. So these are the Cushites whose later name was changed to Ethiops by the Greeks. Okay. So now the name Rasta. Good. Let's go into his coronation, right? The name Rasta was taken from him. Good. This is the man called Haile Selassie. Okay. And the name Rasta was taken, so we're going to go into this, right? Tafari. Now, Tafari Makonnen was born in July 23rd, 1892 in Ejisaro Goro in the hills of Haragui. Makonnen Wali Michael, his father, and recently been appointed Ras. Okay? So the word Ras means king or ruler, and governed this vast province of eastern Ethiopia from the ancient walled city of Harar. In 1905, the year before Ras Makonnen's death, the young Tafari, so see the Jamaicans took two names, Ras and Tafari, combined them together, and now you got Rastafari, okay, of a man from Ethiopia of whom they are not the same people. The Jamaicans are not Ethiopians. These are different people altogether. Okay? Received his first military title, Desmach. Following in his father's footsteps, he was appointed Ras. See that? So he was appointed Ras, which means ruler. Okay? He was appointed Ras, which means ruler. So the Jamaicans now, all the way in Jamaica in the West Indies, created this concept when he came to the West Indies. They anointed him king. Why? Because these people now, in his coronation, these kings all over the world now came to his coronation. See that? These European kings came to his coronation and said that he was King of Kings and Lord of Lords. So now with that now, they wanted a black king, and they got a black king from out of Ethiopia in Africa. So they had something to be proud about. So they started a concept, a religion called Rastafarianism, which has nothing to do with the Bible, which is also deals with locking up their hair, okay, letting their hair grow into locks and so forth like that, where they can't comb it, right? And then they said that this man was the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, taking a verse from out of the Bible, which is a lie, right? Christ, and then they said that this man was an Israelite, that he was born of the Solomonic line, that King Solomon had sex with the Queen of Sheba, and that's not in the Bible. It's not biblical. So they took that from out of a book called the Cabra Negras, which is their Bible. And they said that that's in their book. But yet those things are not in the Bible. So now they created a whole religion, right? A whole philosophy based off of the ITAL, the INI concept. ITAL food, INI language, the INI language, the I press. So instead of they say empress, they say the I press. You understand? The I king, everything is I. They have a whole language that they have created, the Jamaicans have created. And with their here, you understand, they try to say, well, they are of the Nazarene culture. In the Israelites had a Nazarene culture where the Nazarite is not supposed to cut his hair. So Ethiopia is in Africa. The land of Ethiopia now is in Africa. It is black people's land. Yes, in the Bible, the people are black. But we are not them. So these Jamaicans now, so now I have another book called Rasta and Resistance. You can get this book for yourself by Horace Campbell. Okay? So I'm going to go into chapter 3. It says the origins of Rasta. Rasta and the revolt of the Jamaicans, of the sufferers in Jamaica, 1938. For the ruled poor, the crowning of the African king. What crowning of the African king? This guy. So poor black people wanted a black king. So they got one. They got one. And this came from the devil. Okay? This ain't got nothing to do with the Bible. So I'm just putting together pieces. That's why the Lord said, study to show thyself approved. And you got to go back into the past. You got to study your past. Okay? Who could claim legitimacy from the Bible and from the line of Solomon led to the new deification, replacing the white king of England with a black god and a black king. Okay? The links between Jamaica and Ethiopia were strengthened after the Italian invasion of Abyssinia, for the Jamaican black people joined the international Pan-African movement, which protested this form of fascism. Both Rastafari and non-Rastafari raised their voices against the Italian bombardment. But in Jamaica, the individuals who were preaching that Haile Selassie was a messiah found an outlet for their ideas through the Ethiopian World Federation. Good. So I just want to show you some pictures, right? Let's go. The origins of Rastafari. Showing you. So this is why you have to study, people. Because people are out there pushing lies as facts. People are out there pushing lies as facts. And then they're trying to tie it to the Bible. That's why Christ tells you in Matthew 24, verse 11, there are many false prophets and many false teachers out here. And they're black. Okay? In 1930, in the region of Africa known as Abyssinia, Rastafari, the great-grandson of King Haile Selassie Ashur, and the son of Ras Makonnen, was crowned King Negus Nagusta. After serving 14 years as Prince Regent of this proud and independent society, King Negus Nagusta was crowned emperor and assumed the throne name of Haile Selassie. Okay? Haile Selassie I in November 2nd. Subsequent to the death of Empress Zaweda in April of the same year. Okay? The first Rastafari, look, page 71. See, I got it highlighted. Good. Almost done. Good. The first Rastafari to appear in Jamaica came to the attention of the general population through incidents which were similar to those of the Abyssinians of the USA. Leonard Percival Howell began preaching to Jamaican black people that their loyalty should be to the Emperor of Ethiopia and not to the King of England. Howell from St. Catherine was one of those Jamaicans who had migrated overseas, returned to the island in December 1932. He moved between Kingston and St. Thomas, proclaiming his message that black people should not have two kings and that the only true king was Emperor Haile Selassie. A damn lie. A damn lie. That ain't got nothing to do with the Bible. Nothing. Nothing at all. I'll give you a couple things more, and I'm going to be done. Good. Page 72, and I could go on this forever, okay? This nationalist response to white imperialism was to become the Rastafari movement, developed independently in Jamaica, and the first teachers of the movement, Leonard Howell, Archibald Dunkley, and Joseph Hibbert, were workers who labored both in Jamaica and the USA. Howell was continually harassed by the state to the point that they committed him to the mental asylum in Kingston. The state was terrified that Rastafarians were not only linking themselves to Ethiopia, but also called themselves Naya men. This is where you get the word Naya Bingiak. Let's check it out. Linking their ideas to the anti-colonial movement of Kiziki, Uganda. And that's where you get the term Naya Bingi. Good, see that? Which called for death to black and white oppressors. So now you got a bunch of groups out here in Prospect Park that is always drumming and stuff like that. Well, what time the phone saying? How much?
11:30.
There's a bunch of dudes out here that's always drumming in Prospect Park, talking about they Naya Bingi, Naya Bingi. And people is always like, yo, I'm a Naya Bingi Rastafarian. Don't even know the terms that they linking up with. Don't even know the terms. You know what I'm saying? They got their hairs in locks and stuff like that. I'm going to show you where the locks came from, right? I'm going to show you the man. Now, a lot of people got locks, okay? Talking about dreadlocks. Yo, man, I dreadlock mine. Don't you know the word dread means fear? In Jamaica, there were wars between the political movement of the PNP and the JLP, okay? And the men were running around killing innocent people if you was on the wrong political party. And they said, I dread that man. I fear that man. Then when you started locking up your hair and now you can't comb it, anybody can lock their hair up. You're a bum if you can't comb your hair, because any bum can leave his hair matted up. You don't want to comb your hair. Good. So where did this locks thing come from? Bang. Here we go. Jomo Kenyatta with Field Marshal. Look at the Field Marshal. See that? The whole lion concept. A former leader of the Land and Freedom Army, Mau Mau's, in Kenya. When Rastas in Jamaica first saw the pictures of the fighters of the Land and Freedom Army, they positively identified with this force. So this is where the locks and all this crap come from, man. See, people ain't studying. Our people don't study. They just jump on anything that, you know, gives them some kind of, but where does it come from? Is it you? It's not you. Now you see all kinds of people walking around what we call fashion or dread. That's what we call them now. When we used to go to clubs and stuff, they tie their locks up in different styles and stuff like that. You understand? So I'm just breaking stuff down for you. So the concept of Rastafarianism, how they eat and all that, it's not biblical. It's not biblical. Now, I'm going to leave you with one Bible verse, man. You people got to stop lying out here, man. Let's go into the Bible and let's deal about Christ. Where they get this concept that this man is the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Let's go into the book of Revelation. Okay, let's go in the book of Revelation. Let's see if he's the King of Kings. Revelation, the 19th chapter. All you Ethiopians and Rastafarians and Egyptologists, you need to stop lying, man. You need to stop lying. You need to wake your behind up. That's right. That's what I said. Revelation, the 19th chapter and the 11th verse. And I saw heaven open. And I'm breaking this down. I'm going more deeper into this in a couple of days. I'm going deeper into this whole concept. I'm breaking down the land, everything, that y'all don't know what the hell you're talking about, man. And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse. And he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True. And in righteousness he do judge and make war. So now these characters from Jamaica took this concept of this clown and said that he's the one that's coming back. Okay? Said that he's the one that's coming back. And his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his head were many crowns, and he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood. Do you know that this man was killing his own people? This the man that you glorified. Do you know this man was killing his own people? Robbing and starving his own people? He didn't give a damn about his people. Good. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron. And he treaded the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of the Almighty Lord. And he had on his vesture a name written that only he knew. And his name was called King of Kings and Lord of Lords. So they took this picture here in Jamaica and said, he's the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. But when did he come back to rule the world? When did he come back to rule the world? He died. And he didn't rule the world. He didn't rule the world. He didn't even beat the Italians. You understand? So you got to wake up, man. Stop trying to tie things up to the Bible that ain't got nothing to do. And also, I got to go. But King Solomon never had sex with the Queen of Sheba. That's in the Bible. Never had sex with her. He sent her on. Go on about your business. Stop lying, man. Stop lying. Okay? We're going to break down some more later on, my man. You know, I thank him for the question. You know, peace.